Welcome to Make Sylacauga Healthy Again. I'm your host, Dr. Jonathan Douglas of Broadway Spinal Care. And if you hung around with us in the chiropractic office for very long, you would notice one thing that you probably don't expect. We see a lot of people who have had strokes. Strokes create serious balance issues. And if you have balance issues, then you become an old person rather fast. You can't interact with stairs, you can't interact with curbs, you can't get out of the bed, you can't get in your car. And so we help people not only not hurt, but also regain that balance so that they can regain some function in life. We have a stroke expert with us here today. We'll be talking about that next. Stay tuned. We have a special guest with us here today, Rachael Grier, who is a certified pharmacy tech at Hubbard. She has been there for how long?
29 years.
29 years.
Yes.
That's a long time.
Started when I was 16.
Has it always been in the same location there at Piggly Wiggly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It was Food World first, and then it went to the Piggly Wiggly.
What has changed in the pharmacy world in those 29 years? If you look at that beginning stage, what people were coming in for, and now, because we talk about that a lot on the show and how things are changing. So what is the biggest difference, would you say?
Strokes. We see more strokes nowadays, more diabetic patients, just people's not eating healthy, exercising, so we're seeing a lot more.
So there's a distinct difference 30 years later
Yes.
in what you see.
Yes,
So the
yes.
person you were 29 years ago, you wouldn't have believed a lot of things you're seeing now, I would imagine.
No, and especially in the younger generation. I mean, we're seeing 40, 45, 50-year-olds having full-blown strokes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we see it. It's getting younger and younger. 25 years of us doing this, it's absolutely younger people that are having all these kind of problems. So it's really good to have somebody who has studied something like stroke, and that's good to talk about, but it's better if somebody studied it and has firsthand experience. And unfortunately, you do have firsthand experience with being around someone who's had a stroke. So what do people need to know?
So, you need to know how to recognize when someone is having a stroke. When you see their balance move, off kilter, when you see like their eyes, confusion in their eyes, the face will droop.
And we've got a graphic up right now with this acronym for it. So face drooping, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
and the their speech. They won't be able to speak, or they'll just look at you like they're trying to get something out and can't. And then the T is the call 911, get someone there.
Because it's time.
So in my situation, I took him. We was close enough to get to a freestanding ER, and I got him there because I could before the ambulance got there.
What did they do when you got to the freestanding
So I walked
ER?
in and I told them, I said, slurred speech, droopy face, I think he's having a stroke. And immediately they brought a wheelchair out, took him back. There was 2 nurses already back there and a doctor in the room.
Okay.
They got him on the bed and they started testing him, checking things, and doing what they move really fast.
And what do they give him? Do they give anti-clotting?
Yes,
IV?
yes.
Okay.
And, you only have a certain amount of time to get there. So you've got to get there fast. You've got to let them know what's going on, and so they can start doing what they need to do.
So every time I've ever talked to a police officer or someone who drives an ambulance, they say people wait too long. And people are funny. They think, oh, I don't want to call the police. Is this really an emergency? Or I don't want to call the ambulance. But they want you to call because they'd rather get there and it not be a problem than get there and it's been a major problem that could have been fixed.
Right. I was less than 10 minutes from the freestanding ER, and so I knew I could get there before the ambulance could get to him. And so when I saw it happen, I was like, we've got to go.
Yeah.
I did question myself, is this really what's going on? But to be better safe than sorry, we went, and it was.
And with the stroke, you don't want to risk that.
No,
I've seen people who could have been fine and waited. And it seems like males, and I'm going to have to say something about males, which is not good, but males are so funny that they, I don't know, they have this thing, they need to be strong and they don't want to have something wrong. And so they'll often say, you know what, I'm just going to go lie down for a little bit. I
Yes.
think I'll be all right.
Yes.
Or people like to go to the bathroom when they have. So if you've also, I'd say in that fast is really good. But
Yes.
one thing I've seen and talked to wives so many times about is the husband will say, I'm just going to go in the bathroom for a little bit, whatever. And when somebody wants to go hang out in the bathroom, something about that is also
wrong.
like,
Yes.
there's something wrong.
Yeah, they found, many people with strokes, dead in the bathroom because they just need to go to the bathroom, and heart attacks too. So I suggest just going straight onto the ER, get it checked. If it is, they can take care of it. If it's not, you better be safe than sorry.
I gotcha. There are two different types of stroke. There's ischemic and hemorrhagic.
Right. The ischemic is a mini stroke. A lot of people do not know that they have mini strokes. You can walk around and kind of just, go out and you just think, oh, a lot of people chalk it up to sinuses. Well, he had 15 to 20 of them before this big one. And then the big one was that day. And luckily I got him there. They could take care of things.
Yeah, and there's a transient ischemic attack is what you're talking about, where you have these little episodes that are weird. And again, oftentimes it's men who don't even tell their wife. I have so many wives say, they'll go in and he's having this problem, and he'll say, oh, I've been having this for 2 years, where I black out and I have to sit in the shop for a little while. But it's so important to tell people if those things are going on, because it's so easy to handle before it's a major thing.
It is, yes. If you having those, you need to let somebody know, because you don't want to be in a car driving and it happen. The mini strokes are letting you know that a big one is coming.
Right. What kind of screening is out there for stroke?
So we can do AFib screening to see if you're in AFib. That will help,
Atrial fibrillation is when the heart just constantly beats and isn't really moving much blood.
Yeah, you can come by the pharmacy and get a free AFib screening. That will help you know if you're in AFib, and that can help prevent a stroke. If we find out you are, you can go to the doctor.
Right.
And so, that's about.
Yeah, so people need to be screened and need to be watching
Right.
this.
And we do it Tuesday through Friday at the pharmacy, 9 to 5.
They need an appointment, or they just walk up and
you
say,
can just walk up and, you may have to wait if I'm busy, but I'll be glad to do it.
Okay, that's a great service. It really is. If we can prevent these things, it's so much easier. It's just like with spinal problems, we talk to people and they're like, I've had a problem for 20 years. Gosh, if we could have worked on it 20 years ago. With stroke, people think, oh, this is a 65-year-old guy kind of thing, but it's really not. And it's really not, because people eat such junk and have created all these health problems, and we're exposed to such junk.
We're in such a fast-moving world that we think, go buy McDonald's, go buy Burger King, grab a burger, grab them great fries. All that's doing is
clogging those arteries.
Yes.
Yeah. Appreciate you being here today.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.